Welcome to the deep dive, where we try to cut through all that information overload and really get to the core of what you need to know.
Absolutely. And navigating higher education, especially something as, well, life-changing as medical admissions, it can feel like a maze.
Totally, like you're assembling this giant puzzle with thousands of tiny, constantly moving pieces, guidelines, dates, categories. It's a lot.
It really is. So our mission here is to be your guides, providing a clear, structured path through all that data.
And today, we're diving deep into the world of medical education, specifically MBBS and NEET admissions in a really fascinating place, Arunachal Pradesh.
It's a unique context. We've pulled together a whole range of sources, official guidelines, fee structures, college details, even merit lists to give you that complete picture.
Whether you're aiming to be a doctor, supporting someone who is, or maybe you're just curious about how this all works in that specific region.
Exactly. We want to clarify the admission process, shine a light on the medical college landscape there, and explore what it really means to pursue medicine in Arunachal Pradesh, from a student's perspective.
And the timing couldn't be better, really, because today, July 24th, 2025, is actually day one.
That's right. The NEET UG 2025 counseling registration for Arunachal Pradesh officially opens today. So for thousands of aspirants, the race starts now.
Okay, so let's dive in. Where do we start with Arunachal Pradesh's medical education landscape?
Well, the foundation for MBBS admissions, like everywhere in India pretty much, is the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test, NEET-U. That score is paramount.
Right, NEET is the gatekeeper. And when you think about government MBBS colleges in Arunachal Pradesh, there's really one main player, isn't there?
There is. We're talking about the Tomoriba Institute of Health and Medical Sciences, or TIHMS, in the Harlequin. Currently, it's the only major government medical college offering the MBBS program in the state.
Only one. Wow, when was it set up?
Established back in 2018, it's affiliated with Rajiv Gandhi University, and importantly, it's approved by the National Medical Commission, the NMC. So the standards are there.
Okay, established 2018, NMC approved. What's the intake like? How many seats are we talking about?
That's the crucial part. 3IHMS has a total MBBS intake capacity of just 100 seats.
Only 100 seats for the whole state's government quota.
Primarily, yes.
Oh.
And that limited number definitely ramps up the competition for students with Arunachal Pradesh domicile.
I bet. It must mean a lot of local students have to look outside the state almost immediately, right?
It absolutely shapes their strategy. With only 100 spots at TIHMS, many aspirants from Arunachal Pradesh realistically need to consider options across India right from the start.
So for the students who do manage to secure one of those coveted 100 seats, what's TIHMS like? What kind of facilities are we looking at?
It seems pretty well equipped for medical training. They have an attached hospital with over 500 beds, which means significant clinical exposure.
That's vital. What about the academic side? Labs, library.
Yep, state-of-the-art computer labs, a well-stocked library, physical and digital resources, and modern laboratories for that essential hands-on practical work.
Sounds geared towards practical skills. What about the rest of campus life?
There's a large auditorium, a cafeteria, and importantly, secure hostels for both male and female students. That community aspect is key in med school.
Definitely. Any other support systems?
They mention a 24-hour helpline and a community medical blood bank, which kind of blends service with learning,
Right. So NEET-UG is the key for MBBS at TRIAMS. Does that NEET score unlock other health science courses in Arunachal Pradesh too?
It does. NEET is also the gateway for other health science programs. We're talking about PDS, dental surgery, BHMS, homeopathic, BOMS, Unani, and BAMS, Ayurvedic.
Ah, okay. So the AUS courses in dentistry fall under this too.
Exactly. These programs have their own NEET cutoffs, and they're all part of the same centralized counseling process run by the state's Directorate of Higher and Technical Education, the DHTE.
Like, is there a specific homeopathy college involved?
Yes. For example, the Northeast Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital in Atanagar uses this NEET-based counseling system for its BHMS admissions.
Got it. So DHTE runs the show.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about that admission process then. How do you actually navigate it? Who's eligible?
Okay, so the DHTE oversees the whole online admission and counseling. Eligibility is, well, pretty standard for Indian citizens, but with crucial regional specifics.
What are those specifics, beyond being Indian and having the NEET score?
You need to have Arunachal Pradesh domicile. You must have passed Class 12 with physics, chemistry, biology, and English. And of course, a qualifying NEET-U score. Plus, the minimum age is 17 by December 31st, 2023 for the 2025 cycle, based on typical timelines.
Okay, domicile, 12th science stream, NEET score, age 17. Standard enough. Now, the dates you said registration starts today, July 24th. What's the timeline look like?
Right, so registration runs from today, July 24th, until July 30th, 2025. That's the first window.
Okay, about a week. Then what?
Then comes choice filling and locking. That's August 1st to August 7th. This is where you list your preferred colleges and courses.
Super important step. When do you find out about the first round?
First round seat allotment results are out on August 8th. If you get a seat, you need to report to the college between August 11th and August 14th.
That's a quick turnaround. What if you don't get a seat or want something better?
Then you look towards the second round. The seat allotment for that is August 29th, with reporting from September 1st to September 5th.
And there are later rounds too, like spot rounds.
Yes, there's a withdrawal window in early October, and then typically a spot round. Tentative dates for spot round registration are October 10th to 14th, with counseling possibly around October 16th. But, students must check the official DHTE website, appdht.onica.in, or the counseling portal, appshi.co.in for the definitive final schedule. These dates can shift.
Absolutely critical to stay updated. So what's the actual online application like? What do you do on the website?
You start by registering on appg.2.in. You'll need to enter all your personal details, academic info like your Class 12 marks, and, crucially, your NEET 2025 roll number, marks, rank, etc.
And documents. What needs to be uploaded?
You'll need scanned copies, things like your NEET 2025 scorecard, a passport-sized photo, your Class 10 and 12 mark sheets, and definitely any category or nativity certificates if they apply to you. And they need to be in the right format and size.
Right. The technical details matter. Is there an application fee?
Yes. It's Rs 500 for APST candidates. That's Category 1, and Rs 700 for non-APST or Category 2 candidates, payable online.
Okay. Now, once you get a seat offer, you mentioned choice filling. There's this crucial decision point. Float versus freeze. Can you break that down?
Yeah, this is the big one. The floating option basically means you accept the seat you've been given for now, but you want to stay in the running for your higher preference choices in the next round. You're hoping for an upgrade.
So you hold the seat, but keep your options open. What's freezing?
Freezing means you're happy with the seat you got. You accept it as final, lock it in, and you're out of the subsequent rounds for upgrades. That's your spot.
Makes sense. Float for maybe better, freeze for done deal. What if someone just doesn't choose or doesn't pay the security deposit?
That's not good.
Yeah.
If you fail to choose an option, or don't pay the required security deposit, or don't report by the deadline, you forfeit the allotted seat. It gets canceled.
And there's a security deposit specifically for MBBS.
Yes. For MBBS admissions, there's a Rs 5,000 security deposit. If you take admission or withdraw officially within the allowed time frame, it's usually refundable. But if you get a seat and then fail to complete the admission process by the deadline, you lose that deposit.
Okay, good to know. Let's shift gears slightly to the reservation policy. It sounds like Arunachal Pradesh has a very specific system. How are candidates categorized?
They do. There are two main categories. Category 1 is APST. That's for Arunachal Pradesh Scheduled Tribe candidates. This also includes children of all India service, central or state government employees, provided they themselves belong to an Arunachal Pradesh Scheduled Tribe.
Right. APST is Category 1. What about Category 2, non-APST?
Category 2 is for non-APST candidates, but it's quite specific. It includes children of non-APST state government employees working in Arunachal. Also, children of employees in all India services, central government bodies, or public sector undertakings who are serving within Arunachal Pradesh.
So it's tied to parental employment within the state for non-APSTs.
Largely, yes. And there's another group in Category 2, other candidates who pass Class 12 from a school in Arunachal Pradesh and whose parents have been residing in the state for at least the last 3 years. So it's not just about not being APST. There are definite residency or employment links required.
That's very detailed. It really emphasizes serving the local or state-connected population. How does this affect seat distribution, say, at TRI-HMS?
It follows the state's reservation rules. For regional seats, MBBS, BDS, paramedical 100% are reserved for Category I, APST.
100%.
Wow. For the regional quota seats, yes. However, for the seats at TRI-HMS and any seats received from a central government pool for MBBS and BDS, the split is 80% for Category I, HEST, and 20% for Category 2, the specified non-APST groups.
Okay, 80-20 split for TIA-GMS and central pool seats. That clarifies things. Now, you hear about NRI quota sometimes. Is that a factor in Arunachal Pradesh?
It is, but it's very limited. There are just 2 NRI seats available, specifically at TRA-HMS.
2 seats. And this relates to the open state question, right? Is Arunachal Pradesh considered an open state where anyone from India can apply easily?
No, not really. Based on these category rules, Arunachal Pradesh is not an open state for general admissions.
Yeah.
The Category 2 rules are quite strict about parental employment or residency within the state.
So for someone from, say, Delhi or Mumbai with no connection to Arunachal, the main way in would be
Through that very specific NRI quota, assuming they meet the criteria. It's not a general pathway for other Indian state students.
And what are those NRI criteria? And the cost must be different.
The criteria are strict. You need to be an Indian citizen living abroad or born abroad to Indian parents, or maybe a child of a deputed government official. Crucially, minimum 5 years residency abroad and 10th, 12th completed from that country.
Okay, quite statistic. And the cost?
It's substantial. The total fee mentioned for the NRI MBBS seats is $100,000 US, plus a separate NRI application fee of Rs. $5,000.
$100,000 USD.
All right.
Right, that's a whole different ballgame. Let's talk NEET ranks. We saw some provisional merit list data from NEET 2024. What does that tell us about the score range we're seeing?
He gives a good snapshot. You see students scoring in the mid-500s, like Nanai Dobin with 566 marks, getting an all-India rank around 120,000.
Okay, respectable scores. What about the lower end of the qualifying range?
The list includes students much further down, for example, Ocean Tabang with 178 marks, whose all-India rank was over 1 million, at 1,085,278.
178 marks. So if that student was aiming for, say, BAMS, what are the chances? That score is technically qualified based on percentile cutoffs, right?
Yes, 178 would likely fall within the qualifying percentile for reserved categories. However, as one of the source queries pointed out, the chances of actually securing a BAM seat with that score would be quite low.
Ah, so qualifying doesn't mean admission is likely.
Exactly. It highlights the difference between just meeting the minimum percentile and achieving a genuinely competitive rank, especially for MBBS, but even for other courses. You generally need a much stronger rank than the bare minimum qualifying score.
Which pushes students to look elsewhere. What were those NEET 2022 cutoff percentiles again, just for context?
Sure. For NEET UG 2022, the cutoff for the general category U or R was the 50th percentile, which translated to a mark range of 715 down to 117.
Okay, and for reserved category?
For OBC, SC, and ST, it was the 40th percentile, marks between 116 and 93. And for U or US candidates with disabilities PH, it was the 45th percentile, marks from 116 down to 105.
Right, so you see how a score like 178 qualifies, but is still quite far from the top end. This brings us neatly to student mobility. With only 100 MBBS seats at TRAHS, where do students from Arunachal Pradesh typically go?
They definitely look across India. Through state quotas or central allocations, Arunachal students get seats in other government medical colleges. For MBBS, places like RIMS and Imphal, Agartala Government Medical College, Nigrai HMS in Shillong are common examples.
Okay, other northeastern states primarily. What about dental?
For BDS, you might see them at KD Dental College in Lucknow, Dr. R. Ahmed Dental College in Kolkata, RIMS Imphal again, or RDC Guwahati. There's a distribution mechanism.
And are there scholarships to help with studying outside the state?
Yes, programs like AIMSET, the All-India Medical Scholarship Entrance Test, exist. It's a national scholarship that can offer tuition fee waivers or other support to meritorious students in various government and private colleges nationwide.
So support is available. Now, flipping the coin we established, Arunachal isn't really open. The main path in for non-domiciled students from other states is that very specific, expensive NRI quota.
That's pretty much it for MBBS at TRIHMS, based on the rules we've seen. The Category 2 criteria are quite demanding regarding connections to the state.
Okay, so if students are looking outside Arunachal, what are some of those top-tier medical colleges across India they might be aiming for, the ones accepting NEET?
Oh, there are many highly competitive ones. You have the various AIMS institutions, New Delhi, Jodhpur, Bhubaneswar, Rishikesh, for just a few. Then there's Christian Medical College, Vellore, a very reputed private institution.
Any others?
Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapith in Pune, Madras Medical College in Chennai, Vardhaman Mahavir Medical College, and Safdarjung Hospital in New Delhi. The list of high-ranking colleges accepting NEET scores is long and competitive. Gives you a sense of the broader options.
It does. Let's zoom back into TRIHMS. What's the actual student experience like? Beyond the facilities list, what's daily life like for, say, a first-year MBBS student?
I imagine it's incredibly rigorous. You're balancing demanding classes, lab work, and that early clinical exposure at the 500-plus bed hospital right there.
Intense.
Definitely. The schedule would be packed, focusing on foundational medical sciences. But then there's the hostel life, which fosters that sense of community, probably essential for getting through such a demanding course. Lots of late nights studying together, I guess.
That camaraderie is key. What about basic needs like food and accommodation?
The hostels are described as secure, comfortable, furnished rooms. Common areas help build community. Services like laundry and cleaning are mentioned. For food, the mess provides hygienic meals with varied menus.
Are the mess charges included in the main fees?
No, it seems mess charges are typically managed by the students themselves, so they vary. They aren't part of the fixed institutional fees.
Okay. And what about beyond academics? Sports, activities?
They mention sports facilities, playing fields, indoor options, and cultural activities happen in the auditorium. It sounds like they aim for holistic development, not just academic grind. Plus, that 24-hour helpline offers support.
Good to hear. Now, the big question for many families, the cost. What are the financials involved in studying MBBS at TIAHMS for the regular quota seats?
Okay, let's break it down. There are one-time deposits, which are generally refundable. Things like caution money around 10,000 INR, lab deposit 5,000, library deposit 2,000, and hostel and mess security 10,000. So roughly 27,000 INR upfront in refundable deposits.
Right, deposits first. What about the annual fees?
The annual tuition fee itself is listed at 20,000 INR. On top of that, there are other recurring annual fees. Library fees 1,000, common room 1,000, sports and cultural 5,000, lab fees 2,000, practical manual fees 3,000, hostel fees 5,000, utility charges 5,000.
Okay, let me add that up. 20K tuition plus. About 22,000 in other recurring fees, so around 42,000 INR per year plus the variable mess charges.
That seems about right, based on the figures provided. And remember, university fees, registration, and exam fees are separate and set by Rajiv Gandhi University.
So it's a significant commitment, but perhaps more manageable than many private institutions. And just to reiterate the contrast, the NRI fee.
Is that 100,000 USD total fee? A massive difference.
Indeed. And we mentioned scholarships like AIMSET could potentially help offset costs for meritorious students on the regular quotas.
Yes, scholarships are definitely something students should actively research and apply for. They can make a huge difference.
Finally, after the years of study, there's the internship. What's the mandatory internship at TRI-HMS like?
It's a compulsory 12-month rotating internship done right there at TRI-HMS after passing the final exams.
And the purpose? What are they learning?
It's really about bridging theory and practice, applying knowledge in real clinical settings, learning to handle emergencies, providing basic consultations independently, using resources effectively.
So becoming a functional doctor.
Exactly. It also focuses on developing leadership skills for health teams and understanding how to monitor national health programs. It's that final, crucial step into the profession.
This has been incredibly thorough. We've really unpacked the whole journey for someone considering medical studies in Arunachal Pradesh.
From understanding NEET's role to the specifics of TRI-HMS, the intricacies of the DHTE's admission process, the reservation categories, the costs, student life. It's a complex picture.
Absolutely. So the key takeaway for you, the listener, is that knowing these details, the deadlines, the categories, the options like float freeze, the costs, that's your first strategic advantage.
Being well-informed really is the foundation for navigating this successfully, whether your path leads through Arunachal Pradesh or it takes you elsewhere in India. It empowers your choices.
So here's a thought to leave you with. As you map out your own medical journey, think about how places like Arunachal Pradesh, with their unique mix of local culture and developing healthcare systems, aren't just places doctors are trained.
They're also crucibles, really. Places where the future of how we deliver accessible medical care to diverse, sometimes remote communities, is actively being forged. Something to ponder.